I just want to get your take on something. So many people who consume your content, especially on social media, there's a lot of millennials like me who grew up with existential angst and existential dilemmas about one particular word, purpose. And then now you have Gen Z who are impatient, restless. They have their own fair set of problems. Do you still think purpose is crucial in terms of determining our paths in our lives, how we perform at the workplace, how we manage all our responsibilities at home? Where does purpose come in, and how important is that serotonin release?
Right. Mark Twain said something very beautiful. He said, there are two most important days in our lives. First is the day when we were born, and second is the day when we find out why. The day we are born is known to us. The day when we find out why is the day when we probably start discovering our purpose. But I remember one of my visits to London, one of my friends took me to just spend an evening at St. Paul's Cathedral. We were walking in central London, walking around. In fact, I think I had a talk at the House of Commons, and I finished that talk. And after that talk, we were walking around and we came to the St. Paul's Cathedral. And I remember meeting the priest there. And the priest there told me an incredible story of the St. Paul's Cathedral when it was being made. The architect there, probably about 1700s, when he was making this cathedral, one day, he was not known to the people who were working at the construction site. One day the architect just walked around and was just moving around to see what was happening, and he saw a bricklayer laying bricks. He asked the bricklayer, "What are you doing?" The man replied, "Well, I'm laying bricks." He moved a little ahead, he saw another bricklayer. He said, "What are you doing?" He said, "Well, I'm laying bricks because I need to make money for my family." He moved a little further ahead and he saw another third bricklayer. He said, "What are you doing?" He said, "I've heard that this gentleman, this architect, is creating a spectacular cathedral, and I'm trying to lay the brick in such a way that I can help him in making this cathedral extremely beautiful." Now, you really don't change what you do. We don't change what we do. We have our jobs, we have our families, we have our businesses, we lead. We do what we do, and we're going to have to do what we do. It's a shift of mindset that takes us off from the work mode to the purpose mode. Here was one bricklayer who was just doing his work. I'm just doing it for the heck of doing it. Second one is his motivation behind doing it was making money and maintaining a family. Fine, that's a part of the purpose as well. And the third person? Well, there's a spectacular cathedral being created. I'm trying to play my role in a way that I can create an impact. Well, there's a spectacular cathedral being created. I'm trying to play my role in a way that I can create an impact and make a difference. It's easy to make a buck. It's hard to make a difference. And at the core of a purpose is how do we make a difference in whatever it is that we do and leave a legacy behind of trying and adding value to the world that we live in. And one thing that I always say is, when you're wanting to make a difference to others, ladies and gentlemen, charity begins at home. It's very crucial that we make a difference to our own lives. And I see a lot of leading professionals in the world today. They're burning the candle at both ends in trying to make the ends meet and meeting up with their deadlines. What a word that line is, deadline, right? By the time you cross it, you know what happens. Deadline. And which is why at the core and the helm of purpose is self-care. And I feel to be able to care for our own physical, emotional, mental health needs is so important. Today, with so many pressures, such volatility, so many challenges coming our way, self-care is pivotal, because when our oxygen mask is in place, we're going to be able to put the oxygen mask on somebody else's face properly. And therefore, purpose to me is in whatever it is that we are doing, adding value, making a difference to whatever magnitude it could be, and it begins with making a difference to our own lives, which is paying attention to our own physical, emotional, mental health, and spiritual needs.